Okay, folks, listen up for a few minutes. Captain speaking. It's Friday afternoon here in Glendale. Things might seem pretty normal out there right now. Maybe you're wrapping up work or thinking about the weekend. But emergencies don't keep schedules. They happen instantly. And while we in the fire department and other emergency services train constantly to respond, there's almost always a gap. Those critical first minutes before we arrive. What happens then? Often it depends on the actions of ordinary citizens, people like you. And having a few simple skills will make an extraordinary difference. Let me share a specific example, something that highlights this perfectly. Recalling a fire scene, a neighbor with basic first aid training assisted someone with smoke inhalation before we arrived. Kept them calm, probably prevented further injury. Think about that scene. We're responding, lights and sirens, but it takes time to get there. In those crucial minutes, this neighbor didn't just stand by watching. They recognized someone was struggling, likely from breathing smoke. They used their basic training, maybe just getting the person to fresh air, helping them sit comfortably, offering reassurance, monitoring their breathing. They weren't doing surgery. They were applying simple, effective first aid. By keeping the person calm and providing that initial support, they absolutely eased suffering, potentially prevented a minor issue from becoming worse, and allowed us, upon arrival, to get critical information quickly and focus our efforts. That neighbor was an incredible asset in that moment because they possessed a simple skill and the confidence to use it. These skills are relevant right here, every day. Think about Glendale. We have house fires, kitchen fires, brush fires near the edge of town. We have major roadways, Grand Avenue, the 101, I-10, where serious accidents happen. Knowing basic bleeding control, simply applying firm, direct pressure can literally save a life before paramedics arrive. We live in the desert. Recognizing the signs of heat exhaustion or heat stroke during our brutal summers and knowing how to start cooling someone down immediately is vital. During monsoons, people can get injured from falls caused by high winds or minor impacts from debris. Even everyday emergencies like someone choking at home or collapsing suddenly, knowing CPR or the Heimlich maneuver empowers you to act. And it's not just first aid. Knowing how to properly use a fire extinguisher. Remember PASS. P is pull the pin. A, aim at the base of the fire. S, squeeze the lever. S, sweep side to side. Can stop a small kitchen fire from engulfing a home. But just as important is the skill of knowing when not to fight it. If the fire is spreading rapidly, if smoke is filling the room, if your escape route isn't clear, the most important skill is getting yourself and everyone else out and calling 911. Knowing where your utility shutoffs are, gas, water, electrical main, can prevent explosions, flooding, or electrocutions after certain incidents. Now, these aren't superhuman abilities. They're practical skills accessible to everyone. So take a moment right now and think, what simple skill, basic first aid, fire extinguisher use, could make you an asset instead of a bystander in an emergency? And the value of these skills multiplies exponentially during large-scale disasters, the kind driven by severe weather across the United States. When major events hit, emergency services are inevitably overwhelmed and delayed. Roads might be impassable, communication systems down, thousands needing help simultaneously. In these situations, trained citizens become the true first responders for their families and friends. Consider a hurricane striking the Gulf Coast or the East Coast. Widespread injuries occur from flying debris, falls, cleanup accidents, even burns from improperly used generators. With EMS struggling to reach people through flooded and debris-strewn streets, neighbors with basic first aid skills, stopping bleeding, cleaning wounds, recognizing shock, are essential. Knowing how to use a fire extinguisher safely can prevent small post-storm fires from spreading. Understanding safe generator use prevents deadly carbon monoxide poisonings tragedies. After a tornado carves through a town in the Midwest or the South, the scene is chaos. Multiple casualties, people trapped in collapsed buildings, basic first aid and triage, helping those most critically injured first, performed by neighbors, can save lives while waiting for organized rescue efforts. Knowing how to safely check on neighbors, maybe basic light search and rescue techniques taught in CERT programs become vital. Safely shutting off utilities to damaged homes prevents secondary disasters like fires. Following a major earthquake on the West Coast, the needs are similar: treating trauma injuries, freeing trapped individuals. Basic first aid is paramount. Fire safety skills are critical due to ruptured gas lines. Knowing those utility shutoffs is non-negotiable. During massive blizzards or ice storms in the Northeast or Midwest, the focus might shift. Skills like checking on vulnerable neighbors, recognizing and treating hypothermia or frostbite, knowing how to operate alternative heat sources safely, avoiding fires and CO, carbon monoxide poisoning. And basic first aid for falls becomes critical community assets when travel is impossible and power is out. Even during wildfires out west, first aid for burns and smoke inhalation is needed. Situational awareness helps people evacuate before it's too late. While large-scale firefighting is for professionals, knowing how to use an extinguisher might handle a small spot fire from an ember if it's absolutely safe to do so. Can't advocate that enough. The pattern is clear. No matter the hazard, trained citizens bridge the critical gap until professional help arrives. They are force multipliers. They reduce suffering, save lives, and build community resilience. Knowing a simple skill replaces fear and helplessness with confidence and competence. It's about responsibility to yourself, your family, and your community. And you can learn these skills. Organizations like the American Red Cross and American Heart Association offer classes in first aid, CPR, and AED use. Many local fire departments, including ours here in Glendale, offer community education, perhaps including fire extinguisher training. Community emergency response team programs provide excellent broader disaster preparedness and response training. So as you go about your Friday afternoon, think about that neighbor at the fire scene. Think about the impact they had. You can have that impact too. Make a decision this weekend. Take 5 minutes. Look up a first aid class schedule online. Find a reputable video explaining the PASS method. Walk around your house and physically locate your gas meter, water main shutoff, and electrical panel. Choose one skill you want to learn or improve upon. Don't just prepare with supplies. Prepare with knowledge and skills. You have the capacity to be an asset, not just a bystander. And as always, stay safe out there.